My friends, welcome back to 200 3D CAD problems in FreeCAD series. Today I want to work on exercise 49. Exercise 49 is a little bit similar to one of the models that I did in the past. I believe that is exercise 28. So exercise 28 was a disc with circular holes in it, and 49 is the same, but these are like rectangular holes. First thing first, I want to calibrate my image, so which is the diameter of this outer circle is 245.5. I want to make it half transparent and keep it on XY plane. Then I want to relocate the image to its center, right? Let's start sketching then. I want to start sketching on XY plane, and I want to draw a circle with the hole first and apply some dimensions to it. The inside radius is 722/2 and the outside radius is 245.5/2. So that's a fully constrained sketch. I want to extrude that for 10 millimeter and it's there. So that part is done. Let me hide that one by pressing space while keeping it selected, and then move on to the next phase, which is one of these units that I want to build. It will be on XY plane again, and I want to build that rectangular area. So this will be the negative space, and I want to apply some constraints to it. So this is 20 millimeter. The height is 10 millimeter, and this area is symmetric to the horizontal plane, and it is 40 millimeter away from the center. So one of them will do. I'm going to rename that as sketch hole unit. Okay. And what I want to do, I want to go ahead and then make an extrusion for 10 millimeter. So that's my hole unit. Now I want to replicate that in 3 units. So let's go to Lattice 2 workbench and begin with a linear array without selecting anything. Hit linear array, and I want to have 3 units in this row, so count will be 3, right? And then I want to go with generator mode step n, that way I can say incremental step will be, let's take a look. So this is 20 millimeter and there is 5 millimeter gap, so from this point to that point, like the equivalent points, the distance is 25 millimeter. Or if I can say from this point to that equivalent point is another 25 millimeters. Step for me will be 25, right? Now I can go with that, or I can relocate this beginning height from here. Either way should be fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually place that linear array on x direction to 40, right? So it will begin from there. Now what I want to do, I want to select the whole unit, then select the linear array and come here to say populate with copies. If you see it's moved a little bit, it's because we'll have to come here on the populated array come here in the referencing, I want to reference my first item. So that way it's going from the first item and then placing my units the way I want it. So that's my first array completed. Then next I want to work on a polar array. In the polar array, again, beginning without selecting anything, I want to go ahead and count 6 of them. So let's make the count 6. That's how many I want to create. And I want to replicate this 3 whole unit all together. So I will be arraying another array. Do that, select the array and then select the polar new array and come here and then say populate with copies build array. And that was pretty simple. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and then hide this polar array. Now what I want to do, I want to make a cut from the extrude this hole. So let me go to part and select the extrude, the one that I want to keep. Actually, I want to make this one a fusion before actually going further. So that way I'm sure that that's solid. Now let's make this, take this extrude and select fusion, the second selection, and hit cut. That way we got our object. It was pretty simple. So in exercise 28, the previous one, I took a different approach where I did polar array 3 times to actually create these 3 replicated units in a circular fashion. This one, as you saw me using a different approach where I did the linear array first and then polar array. Between these two, I would definitely go with the one that I just in this model. Here, if I wanted to make those rectangular cut in a circular one, I could go trace that first sketch, that hole, right? From here and then make this one a different shape. Say, I'm actually making it. So let me make that construction geometry, that way it doesn't shows up. And for example, I wanted to say I want to make a pentagon or maybe hexagon. I could make it a hexagon just like that and say keep this one point. All right, so I changed the whole shape, only the sketch, and then the replication was done in a minute. So I would definitely, between exercise 28 model and exercise 49, if the sketch allows, if these distances are uniform between 2 units, I would definitely go with the way that I did exercise 49. That way I can modify only one sketch to create different types of holes. If you had not had experience with Lattice 2 Workbench in the past, I have a couple of videos explaining the basics and some advanced details on Lattice 2. I will link those videos in the description of this video. I hope you enjoyed this process. Thank you for watching. I will see you in exercise 50.